time. Yeah. Before I tell you what happened, you know I was really young, stuck in a circle of darkness. It was the only one, and everything catches up to you in this painful life. Even things that you thought you could leave behind. My story's full of embarrassment, but I have to tell it. It eats my mind all the time. Now let's get real specific. It's something I need to tell you. Get this off of my chest. I dated this girl for 6 years that I had never met. It makes me angry. Reality is hitting me hard. I can't believe that I put up with it so fucking long. We met online and I instantly was attracted. Skeptical in my mind at the time, but she had the package. A nigga was so young and naive, I never was confident. I couldn't even believe that she was talking to me. And everything had checked out, so many friends and family. You had a cousin who lived here, we'd even met already. And as we commented back and forth, it was Facebook. But I kept my distance, tried my best not to stare and look. You see, I never been good with women, even though I'm attractive. My lack of confidence, strong emotions, it held me captive. They love to stare at me like a woman working at Hooters, then disappear, reinforcing thoughts I'm probably a loser. But anyway, it all started right after high school. I entered college with all smiles, I'm feeling cool. We had discussed meeting up, I butt dialed her phone, but I doubted that this girl was real, left it alone. I told her no and continued to live, I'm out of sight. Followed her social media, keeping up with her life. Then out of nowhere, started talking to her again. I told her that I had to just move away from this shit. I hated Maryland, but dreams of being this rap artist. She told me that Atlanta's a great place to get started. It was crazy, she offered to help me figure shit out. Always encouraged me, had me questioning all my doubts. And my emotions got carried away, but I couldn't see. What was to come had me silent for years, I couldn't speak. And there was always an excuse, often seemed legit. You told me about your chronic illnesses, always was sick. Diabetes, lupus, surgeries, and epilepsy. I understood what the struggle was, I had empathy. Such a beautiful person struck with a damn curse, but at the same time fighting for everything she's worth. I admired you, looked up to your dedication, helped me become a better man through my own tribulations. It was all disguised, but I felt nothing was wrong. I tried to webcam you, but you said it was broken, lost. You didn't have the money to fix it, so I let it go, expecting that one day you would finally show. You always sent me these pics, really had me in awe. You were the most beautiful woman that I ever saw. And as I got to know you more, it became apparent that you were different than most. It was something to cherish. My first year of college was epic, man, I had some fun. I barely figured out how to get all of my work done. You really came into my life on that second semester. I learned that you were an academic, and I let it fester. I often thought about how I performed inside of a class, and told myself that I had to do more than just simply pass. The motivation was clear, I had something to prove. Got me to take it serious, something I'd never do. You studied in New York at the time, it was kinda close. A 3-hour drive in the car, 4 at the most. I lived in Baltimore and had homies over at Towson. And every weekend I was over there drinking and wilding. You called me one day, I was drunk, laying out in the hall. Your voice had got me so excited, I started to talk. I told you how much you mattered to me, more than a friend. We ended up talking, staying up till 7 a.m. Then I remember, I got in trouble for possession. Illegal drugs in my pocket, such an idiot lesson. At 20 years old, I found myself banned for life. I told you what happened, you ensured it would be alright. The next semester, everything had started to change. I tried to meet you twice, something always got in the way. You said you had an accident, when trying to visit, it's fine. But then you said you got sick for like the 11th time. It sounded funny, but I was young, thought nothing of it. We started dating, but I never told people in public. Something inside me was embarrassed, down to the core. Clung on to something I couldn't see, I was insecure. My homies knew about her, always asking me questions. I never had an answer, a mysterious message. Eventually, I stopped talking about it to all my friends. My family too, they were skeptical in the end. And when I finally got the courage to do something about it, something drastic would happen to put me back inside it. And during our first year, I decided to transfer. My grades were good enough to get me outside of this chapter. I applied to several schools, I gotta leave. My homies got me falling outside of my sanity. A couple weeks flew by, I started to check the mail. My mother calls me inside, cause ain't no way in hell. I threw an application out to New York on a whim. The letter read, congratulations, you've been accepted in. I told you the news, you got excited with me in fact. You were so proud of my ambition, internal tact. We talked about all the things you wanted to show me. The city never sleeps and I promise you won't get lonely. know that when you finally arrive, everything is good. Make sure you pray to God every day, as you know you should. A couple days went by, something inside switched. You told me that New York couldn't be a place to commit. You had a history there and seemed really distraught, as if I find out something and you ain't wanna get caught. I thought that sounded funny, but I trusted you anyway. And by the time I was too infatuated mentally, then I got another note from Atlanta saying that I'm accepted. You got the same notice too, what a wonderful blessing. We both agreed that Atlanta would be our home. I'd move in with some family, and you'd be out on your own. The story takes a turn for the worse, I can't explain. I ran all over campus, still looking for that face. You never showed, and that's something I have to live with. You even claimed to be at my school, got me to listen. I then moved to Atlanta, was hoping to see you there. I searched all over campus and found nothing but air. After a day of classes, you texted me saying, hey, I was so damn excited to see you out there today. I stood outside the courtyard and saw you waiting off in the distance. To me, you seem more into yourself and all of these bitches. You were being so extra, I decided to wait. Watch you from afar until I saw you and walked away. I lost my temper, started texting her crazily. Like, how the fuck could you watch me and not say anything? And how the fuck could you know me for all this time? Tell me you fucking love me and this is what you decide? And how the fuck did you even know what was going on? You're lucky all I did was just talk and left her alone. It's been over a year, I have yet to see you appear. I changed my fucking life for you as I burst into tears. But she had this way of manipulation, flipped it on me, said I'm at fault for this situation. This is one thing that was common, I'm sorry that I wish the older me could have been there for you to fight. Been there every time she backed out of meetings with you. Been there every time you searched never to find the truth. Been there every time you tried to walk away, until she manipulates you to think you made the mistake. At the end of the day, I can only blame myself. I made the choice to put up with this without any help. I sacrificed my own mental health, driven to rage. And ever since it happened, I don't know how to turn the page. And as I sit here and wonder, were you a real girl? Was I the victim of this cruel social media world? Regardless of it, I need to figure it out. It's something else about it I can't wrap my head around. I have a friend who reminds me of her, 100%. And everything they do is identical. Now let me vent. They both exemplify the same tones in their voice, similar personalities, mannerisms, and joy. I never got a call from the girl when she was around, but every time we separate, she be calling. I'm thinking, how? Suspicion starts to rise and I'm wondering, what the fuck? Is this a sign from God? Cause enough is enough. I spoke to both on the daily. I get confused. Bring it up to one, both of them start losing their cool. I never understood what was happening. Where do I go? She'd often call me out on shit only the other knows. I drive myself crazy at the thought of it all. So much so I find it real hard to remain calm. Anxiety is crazy. I'm left with a time gap. 6 years are now gone, and I can't ever get them back. Whoever you are, music is really all I have. I hope you hear this so we can talk about it, maybe laugh. I only wish I knew what was real, hidden in speech, and maybe then I can finally rest in peace.